Ernest. Pardon me, Mrs. Stanley. Have the cigarettes come yet?
Oh, they're on their way, Miss Cutler. My son went for them.
Thank you.
This is Miss Cutler, Mr. Whiteside's secretary.
How do you do? May I move this chair?
You mean he's coming out now?
He is indeed.
Ernest called June. June! June! Mr. Whiteside is coming out!
Well, here we are, merry and bright.
Good morning, Dr. Bradley.
Good morning, good morning. Bring our little patient out, Miss Breen.
I may vomit.
Good morning, Mr. Whiteside. I'm Mrs. Ernest Stanley, remember? And this is Mr. Stanley.
How do you do, Mr. Whiteside? I hope that you are better.
Thank you. I am suing you for $150,000.
What's that?
What? I said I am suing you for $150,000.
You mean because you fell on our steps, Mr. Whiteside?
Samuel J. Leibowitz will explain it to you in court. Who are those two harpies standing there like the kiss of death?
Oh, dear! My calf's foot jelly!
Made from your own foot, I have no doubt. And now, Mrs. Stanley, I have a few small matters to take up with you. Since this corner druggist at my elbow tells me that I shall be confined to this moldy mortuary for at least another 10 days, due entirely to your stupidity and negligence, I shall have to carry on my activities as best I can. I shall require the exclusive use of this room, as well as that drafty sewer which you call the library. I want no one to come in or out while I am in this room.
What do you mean, sir?
But we have to go up the stairs to get to our rooms, Mr. Whiteside.
Isn't there a back entrance?
Why, yes.
Then use that. I shall also require a room for my secretary, Miss Cutler. Let me see. I shall have a great many incoming and outgoing calls, so please do not use the telephone. I sleep until noon and require quiet through the house until that hour. There will be 5 for lunch today. Where is the cook?
Mr. Whiteside, if I may interrupt for a moment.
You may not, sir. Will you take your clammy hands off my chair? You have the touch of a sex-starved cobra. And now will you all leave quietly, or must I ask my secretary to pass among you with a baseball bat?
Well, goodbye, Daisy. We'll call you. Oh, no, we mustn't use the phone. Well, we'll see you.
Now look here, Mr. Whiteside.
There is nothing to discuss, sir. Considering the damage I have suffered at your hands, I am asking very little. Good day.
I'll call you from the office later, Daisy.
Not on this phone, please. Here is the menu for lunch.
But I've already ordered lunch.
It will be sent up to you on a tray. I'm using the dining room for my guests. Where are those cigarettes?
Oh, why, my son went for them. I don't know why. Here, Sarah, I'll have mine upstairs on a tray.
Young lady, will you either go up those stairs or come down them? I cannot stand indecision.
Good morning. I'm sorry I was so long. I had to go to 3 different stores.
How did you travel? By ox cart? Is there a man in the world who suffers as I do from the gross inadequacies of the human race? What are you doing? Fluffing the pillow or milking it? Go in and read the life of Florence Nightingale and learn how unfitted you are for your chosen profession.
Well, I think I can safely leave you in Miss Cutler's capable hand. Shall I look in again this afternoon?
If you do, I shall spit right in your eye.
What a sense of humor you writers have. Oh, by the way, it isn't really worth mentioning, but I've been doing a little writing myself about my medical experiences.
Am I to be spared nothing?
Would it be too much to ask you to glance over it while you're here?
Trapped.
I just happen to have a copy with me. 40 years an Ohio doctor. The story of a humble practitioner.
I shall lose no time in reading it, if you know what I mean.
Well, much obliged, and I hope you like it. Well, see you on the morrow. Keep that hip quiet and don't forget those little pills.
Mm-hmm. Maggie, will you take 40 years below the navel, or whatever it's called?
I must must say you have certainly behaved with all your accustomed grace and charm.
Look here, Puss, I am in no mood to discuss my behavior, good or bad. I had no desire to cross this cheerless threshold. I was hounded and badgered into it. I now find myself, after 2 weeks of racking pain, accused of behaving without charm. What would you have me do, kiss them?
Very well, Sherry. After 10 years, I should have known better than to try to do anything about your manners. But when I finally give up this job, I may write a book about it all. Cavalcade of Insult, or Through the Years with Prince Charming.
Listen, Repulsive. You are tied to me with an umbilical cord made of piano wire. And now, if we may dismiss the subject of my charm, for which, incidentally, I receive $1,500 per appearance, possibly we could go to work. Oh, no, we can't. Yes?
My name is Harriet Stanley. I know you are Sheridan Whiteside. I saw this holly framed green against the pine trees. I remembered what you had written about Tess and Jude the Obscure. It was the nicest present I could bring you.
For God's sake, what was that?
That was Mr. Stanley's sister, Harriet. I've talked to her a few times. She's quite strange.
Strange. She's right out of The Hound of the Baskervilles. You know, I've seen that face before somewhere.
Nonsense. You couldn't have.
Oh, well, let's get down to work. Here, press this in the doctor's book. What date is this?
December 10th.
Send a wire to Columbia Broadcasting. You can schedule my Christmas Eve broadcast from the New York studio, as I shall return east instead of proceeding to Hollywood. Stop. For special New Year's Eve broadcast, we'll have as my guests Yasha Heifetz, Catherine Cornell, Schiaparelli, and the Luntz, with Haile Selassie on shortwave from Ethiopia, Whiteside.
Are you sure you'll be all right by Christmas, Sherry?
Of course I will. Send a cable to Mahatma Gandhi, Bombay, India. Dear Boo Boo. Schedule changed. Can you meet me Calcutta, July 12th? Dinner 8:30, Whiteside. Arturo Toscanini, where is he?
I'll find him.
Counting on you, January 4th, Metropolitan Opera House, my annual benefit, Home for Paroled Convicts. As you know, this is a very worthy cause and close to my heart. Tibbet, Rethberg, Martinelli, and Flogstad have promised me personally to appear. Will you have quiet supper with me and Ethel Barrymore afterwards, Whiteside? If that's for Mrs. Stanley, tell them she's too drunk to talk.
Hello? Hollywood.
If it's Goldwyn, hang up.
Hello? Banjo!
Banjo! Give me that phone.
Banjo, you old so-and-so. How are you, darling?
Come on, give me that.
Shut up, Sherry.
Oh.
Are you coming East, Banjo? I miss you. No, we're not going to Hollywood. Oh, he's going to live.
Stop driveling and give me the phone.
In fact, he's screaming at me now. Here he is.
How are you, you fawns behind? And what are you giving me for Christmas? What news, Banjo, my boy? How's the picture coming? How a wacko and sloppo? No, I'm all right. Yes, I'm in very good hands. Dr. Frankenstein is taking care of me. What about you? Having any fun? Playing any cribbage? What? Well, don't take all this money. Leave a little bit for me. You what? Having your portrait painted? Not really. How many coats? No, I'm going back to New York from here. I'll be there for 12 days, and then I go to Dartmouth for the drama festival. The drama festival? Oh, you wouldn't understand. Well, I can't waste my time talking to Hollywood riffraff. Kiss Llewellyn Parsons for me. You know where. Goodbye. He took $1,400 from Sam Goldwyn in cribbage last night. And Sam said, Banjo, I will never play garbage with you again.
What's all this about his having his portrait painted?
Salvador Dali. That's all that face of his needs. A surrealist to paint it. Now, what do you want, little Miss Bedpan?
It's your pills. One every 45 minutes.
Thank you. And by the way, I loved you in Rebecca.